All right, everybody, welcome into Average Joe's Sports Talk. We are doing our weekly preview show here. We always preview the big games, and then we run down all the games later on in the week. We usually do this one a little bit earlier, but due to some scheduling difficulties, we're doing it a day or so late right here, but we're about to knock it out. And what we do is we go ahead and get the biggest games of the week up, so you guys can go ahead and pick through that and then see what you like, what you don't like, fast forward through, whatever. We just appreciate you watching in general, so thank you guys for that. With that being said, thank you guys. We are up over 19,000 viewed minutes already, and in just about 3 weeks. So 19,000 minutes that you guys actually watched of ours in 3 weeks is pretty astonishing. Since this basically has only been up and running 3 weeks, to have 19,000 minutes of view time. I mean, that's absolutely mind-boggling how much time that really is. Thank you guys again for that.
Not bad for three guys that weren't all state in football and know nothing about it.
We don't know nothing about football. We just, spitballing here. So, no pun intended. Or maybe pun intended. It's just up to you. So, as always, Mr. Joshua, Mr. Woods, we are going to dive right into what we think is the biggest games of this week. I think the nation kind of agrees with us on that. Those games being Auburn and LSU, Alabama Ole Miss, Ohio State TCU, Washington Utah, and Vandy Notre Dame. Let's go ahead and dive right straight into the Vandy Notre Dame. Let's lead off with that one. Kind of a unique game. This one's going to be at Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a 2-touchdown favorite in this one. How do you see this one playing out?
I like this game. It's a 14.5 point spread. This is what I like to call a program elevator. Anytime a team like Vanderbilt can go into Notre Dame, if they can play them close, that's really going to uplift that program. Derek Mason's, I think, got them going in the right direction. Kyle Shermer is just killing it. He's got a 67% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Now, I mean, that's against Middle Tennessee State and Nevada, but when you play lesser opponents, what are you supposed to do?
You're supposed to
blow them
what
out.
you're supposed to do.
And that's what they've done. Now, on the other hand, Notre Dame is struggling, in my opinion. Brandon Wimbush, 54% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. 3 last week at Ball State, which Notre Dame barely squeaked by with a win there. So
this will be a very tough task for him because they do have a stingy defense.
Yes.
I'm not going to say their defense is overall better than Michigan's, but it's on par with Michigan's.
I would be comfortable saying that.
Yeah. Woods?
I'm agreeing. I'm going to agree with Josh. Notre Dame's struggling. And it's just kind of one of those things, those Notre Dame fans, and they win a couple games, and they're top 3 in the nation all of a sudden, and that's what the AP voters and everybody, all they're doing is looking to salivate. And that, if they beat Vandy, well, we just beat an SEC team. Never mind that it's a bottom 2 SEC team. But I think this backfires on them. I think Vandy's defense steps up. They're ready to play. Wimbush is very inaccurate. I was high on him to start the season, and he's not shown me anything thus far. So I'm going to go Vandy covering, and I'm actually going to give Vandy the win by 3.
Well, hold on one second.
Whoa.
Hold on one second. Mike, this is for you. You say bottom 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we all know who we're thinking about when we say bottom 2.
I'd say Florida and Vandy right now.
Okay.
Arkansas got beat by Colorado State. That was
Arkansas is the team I was looking for.
I put Florida in the bottom
Because
5 right
usually
now.
when you say that, we think Vanderbilt, Kentucky, but Kentucky's on the rise.
Yeah. I think that you got 25 missed tackles. But I mean, they're better than they were, but they're still still.
Would you say Kentucky's better than Arkansas right now?
Yes.
I would too.
Florida's until proven innocent, Florida's guilty of my association. Until some attitudes change there, I will give Florida no props. I thought their attitudes had changed. They hadn't. That's another story.
And just for the record,
time,
these guys did not pick Florida to win no national championship this year.
no, Lord, no. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
9 to 10 wins. If that's going to win you a national title nowadays, that's pretty good, I guess.
Then I guess we did.
Yeah.
So, your prediction on the Vandy Notre Dame before we move on?
I've got Notre Dame winning, but I think Vandy's going to cover the 14.5.
I think so. I kind of lean Vandy that way too.
And we've kind of talked off air about this, about Vandy wanting to ugly this game up.
You know that's going to happen.
And Now I'm starting to think Notre Dame's going to want to ugly this game up because
Not big for real, man.
Vandy's hearing some rumblings about their coach a little bit now, and they want to play for Mason. I mean, he's a heck of a coach. And
I'll tell you right now, I'd scoop him up as a defensive coordinator.
I'd love to have Mason at Alabama.
Let's go ahead and jump in state. Let's go ahead and talk about Alabama and Ole Miss. This is an intriguing matchup. Ole Miss coming off a 77-point outing last week, albeit against a much weaker opponent, but still, anytime you hang 77, hearing the people on the radio talk about Ole Miss has the most elite receivers in the nation is kind of comical when they're about to go up against Alabama. That's the type of stuff that gets you beat to death by Alabama and bulletin board type material. You being an Alabama fan, that's got to be music to your ears to hear that everybody in the nation is talking about how great their receivers are.
And I'm really not going to argue against that. They do have some really good receivers. A.J. Brown's already got 15 catches for 3 touchdowns. Metcalf, 11 catches, 2 touchdowns. They like to go deep to Sanders. He's averaging 24 yards a catch. But they're also giving up a ton of points. I mean, they can't stop anybody. With that being said...
what are you talking about, man? They're the Land Sharks.
The Land Sharks kind of
what is it?
Something silly. I did it when Greer was beating them to death. I was doing it all over the house.
With that being said, Alabama, they're going to do what they do every week. For some reason, I mean, we get everybody's best shot. And this is their national championship game. They're going to come out. Now, Jordan Tiamu, but they sling the ball around. But like I said off air to Woods, it's not like this guy's throwing 50% completions. He's 69%, close to 70% completion percentage. That's crazy for as much as they throw the ball.
Yeah, because they sling it.
Well, those receivers getting a lot of separation, though.
Yeah.
A lot of separation, yeah.
So, but with that being said, I'm an Alabama fan, and I'm about to do something that I didn't give y'all a heads up. I'm about to blast Nick Saban. Now, I'm an average Joe, and he's getting paid tons and tons of money because he's probably the greatest coach of all time. But what he is doing with Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa, I completely disagree with. It's not helping out Tua. It's messing up Tua's rhythm. When you get a starting quarterback and he's hot and he's got the hot hand, you keep him in. You're not doing Jalen Hurts any favors, and I don't think Saban's going to watch this, but I'm just talking to him like he is. You're not doing Jalen any favors by taking away a year of his eligibility, letting him throw 9 passes a game.
Albeit, if that's what he's doing, that is absolutely selfish and ridiculous.
Yes.
And if I was hurt,
4 games, though, right, before you have to redshirt.
No, he's still got 2 games left.
But why not save him till the end, just in case?
Why would you play him in Arkansas State or whoever,
I was
Slippery Rock?
Dumbfounded.
So let me ask you this question, Woods, telling end off what he just said. Let's say he plays him 3 games and then kind of sits him down. Then the injury comes along.
It would be one of the silliest moves I've ever seen Nick Saban make. Playing him, if he can play 4 games, to my knowledge, it doesn't matter if it's the beginning or the end of the season. That's to my knowledge.
Yeah, no, that's 4
so
games.
you save him to the last 4 just in case. And I understand you're going to play tougher opponents then, so Hurts may not even get in. But that's you need to save him for those 4 games just in case. You got him covering. Did he have him covering?
Yeah, what y'all got at that?
22.
22?
That's Vegas Insider.
I would say that. I mean, it may be 98 to 78, but
several.
I think they'll cover the 22.
It'll be a shootout. There's no doubt. And here's my thing. And I know everybody beat up on Alabama. That's not the case. I always have justifications for it. And I told them off air, I actually feel like I should pick Alabama. The more I thought about it today, I can't because 2 reasons. Number one, the Grove. We've all been to the Grove. We know how difficult that is to play there. The fans, like he said, it's going to be their national championship game. The receivers are good. They're not best in the nation, but they're really good. Tiamu, that's how you pronounce his name. A little bit of a dual threat. Alabama's secondary. I know everybody thinks they're not, but they're a little shaky. So I'm going to say they cover. Ole Miss covers, and it's a close game, 10 to 14 points.
I'd probably say this game's going to be in the ballpark of 45-21 Alabama. So that would put them covering.
Barely.
Yep. So the reason being, I just think Alabama's going to run downhill on them. And I don't see them nowhere near stopping Damian Harris or Najee Harris from. And then what happens off of that? They pull it back, and then you got Jerry Jeudy wide open. And I promise you, they're going to slow Ole Miss down just enough to get that lead on them, to have them in third down and long all day. Then life becomes miserable for the so-called best receivers in the nation.
When you get behind the chains on Alabama, I mean, it's almost impossible.
What about one of the most overlooked players in the nation, Jerry Jeudy, being overshadowed by Tua? All the Tua talk,
I know,
but Jerry Jeudy is a savage, bro.
He's an All-American.
He is a savage.
He's really good. All right, let's move on to. Let's go ahead and knock this game out, because this game, you called it, is what we call the not so fast, my friend, game of the week.
I think this is a possible trap game.
And that's Washington going on the road to Utah, and they're a 6.5 point favorite, which is kind of a weird line considering.
Do we know when that is? You know what day that is?
That seems like this got Friday nightish written all over it.
If it's Friday night, then I'm definitely upset alert.
Now, I'm going to let you lead off on this one, Woods. From what you've seen that team that played Auburn, this line should be at least 13.
It should, but at the same time, we've watched enough football to understand that Utah, and it's not the powerhouse team in the nation, but you go to Utah or you go to BYU, you better buckle your chin strap, because they're coming to play. They're well-coached teams, Whittingham. And, I'm going to take Utah in this game, simply because it's at Utah. And if I should know this, but I don't. If it's a Thursday or Friday night game, book it. I mean, that's just an instant.
It's the home. It's the day of upset.
Yes. If it's a Thursday or Friday night game, book it. If it's a Saturday game, I'm still going to take them. But
so you're taking points. What do you think?
Taking Utah. I'm taking Washington by 3.
So Utah cover.
Utah covering, but still losing. I think Washington slips out of there with the field goal then.
It is Saturday.
Yeah, Washington field goal then.
Nah.
It's 10 p.m. though. It's a 9 p.m. game.
Yeah, we'll watch it Sunday morning.
Okay, so let's go. You not so fast, my friend. Stick to your guns.
When I seen this line, somebody somewhere knows something, because that line should be higher than 6.5, in my opinion. When I seen that, I said, "Uh-oh!"
It's a fake game.
Somebody knows something. Now, Utah, like you said, to their credit, you can't just go in there and expect to get a W. You're going to have to fight for it, and I think this is going to be one of those cases. I'm also going to go with Utah to cover, but Washington to win. Now, I've got Washington competing for a playoff spot, and but I do think that if they don't bring their A game, I think they're going to lose.
I'm going the other way. I'm going to say Washington by 2 touchdowns. I think it's going to be one of them scrappy games. It's going to be one of them late games. But Peterson is going to – I don't see him having a letdown against a team I can't name one player off of, and I'm just being honest. Yeah, albeit it is in Utah. I just think what I've seen, if they can slow Auburn down like they did and make life miserable for Stidham and company, I'm pretty sure they can scrap this Utah team down to next to nothing, and eventually with a senior, or he is a senior now, Browning, right? Mm-hmm. Senior laden quarterback like him that's very experienced, and the receiving core they have that's making catches like that, I think they can get up over the 6.5 points. I'm going to say by 13 or 14 points.
How hard are you pulling for Washington if you're an Auburn fan?
Very.
You've got to have them win this game.
Although I think Auburn definitely controls their own destiny.
Oh, yeah.
But a one-loss Auburn.
Just in case.
Would need it, yeah, no doubt.
You're going to want Washington to do well.
I think Browning is a 10th-year senior. I think you're right.
It seems like he's been there forever.
He has.
Okay. All right. So he has, dude.
He came in that 01 class with Hunter Renfro.
Bro, dude, how old is that guy?
Hunter Renfro?
Yeah.
I think he's got like 3 kids.
Yeah.
Dude, he played with Chris Doring and then got more. Dude. All I was like, geez, that guy's still there. He's out there catching scream. I was like, dude, who does this guy know in the NCAA? I mean, this dude's still playing.
Which, by the way, I can't wait to see him next year on the New England Patriots.
Yeah. Now, let me throw this. You got me on that one. All right, this next game, Keith Wickham, be ready for this. The Urban Meyerless Ohio State Buckeyes.
Ish.
Yeah, ish.
Ish.
The couple of hours a week, Urban Meyerless Ohio State Buckeyes is going on the road to TCU. Very tricky, very smelly fish game and line. Ohio State is favored just under 2 touchdowns at 13.5 points. Let's hear it, Josh. What do you got?
I don't know. I think their opponents are paying the price, the penalty for his punishment. Ohio State's just taking their anger out on everybody.
They are, dude. Anybody he can run it up on, he is.
He is. And I know that's got to be coming from the top on Friday night when Urban
Friday night. The Friday night bandit.
Early Saturday breakfast.
He's at the breakfast that morning. You listen to me.
I
tell you to step on their throat. You step on their throat.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys Sunday.
No, I'll see you guys tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'll be right up there.
Anybody thinks he's not there on Saturday is crazy. They've lost their mind.
Could you picture that mug and a Groucho Marx mustache and glasses?
Oh, dude, what?
Sitting up there in the stands.
Was it Davy John? Who did that in baseball?
Yeah,
Mets
the
coach.
Mets.
Gosh dang it, I'm terrible for not knowing who it was. Terry, it wasn't Francona. No, I can't remember.
Did he have on the Groucho Marx?
Yes.
Oh,
He got kicked out of the
glasses,
game.
mustache.
Yeah, came back out in the dugout with his.
Like Joey Freshwater
Yeah,
used to do in
gummits.
Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Dude, y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Dude, that's beast, man.
Mhm.
Did you remember that picture on Facebook? And he had that Raleigh Fingers
Yes.
mustache. Okay, so give me a score on this game.
I don't think TCU's that good. I think they're overrated. I think they're ranked too high.
Last year.
I think Ohio State will run up the score, and I think it'll be a 3-touchdown game minimum.
What's the line?
13.5.
That to me. That's like Mississippi State last week was easy money. This is easy money.
Easy
Ohio
money
State's
pick of the week from here on out.
Yeah. Last week's easy money pick of the week was Mississippi State. This week's is Ohio State. And I got Dwayne Haskins coming in second in Heisman, and he could very easily come in first, and he's going to throw 4 or 5 touchdowns, maybe run for another one, but he's going to run wild and Texas Tech.
If they can blow them out, they're going to blow them out, and I think I agree with Woods and Josh. Just too much. I mean, TCU, they may home crowd, stand there and fight for a little while, but let's be honest, minus maybe outside Alabama, Ohio State just keeps coming in waves with 4 and 5 stars. Like Wood said, one of the most dynamic playmakers in the nation. They also have an unbelievable receiving core.
And I think they're only going to get better when Urban Meyer goes from 6 days to 7 days.
So, yeah, Ohio State, I think they hang at least 45 on them.
At least.
I'd say. But now they've been giving up a bunch of points. But I don't
Yeah.
think this team's the one that's going to get,
Well, them shutting down TCU and that fast-paced offense will get them more offensive.
Yeah, if
possessions, so.
TCU starts going 3 and out the way they run,
Yeah.
it's going to get ugly.
Mhm.
But, stranger things happen, but I think all three of us is going to go with that. Last game, which I think is the game of the week, without a doubt, especially, you can say it ain't on their mind, but I promise you it's on their mind, revenge factor. This is Auburn at home versus LSU. They're a 10-point favorite in Jordan-Hare. Game of the week, in my opinion. I think all of our opinions. Woods?
Yes. We'll get to see the true Joe Burrow this week. Who is Joe Burrow? How good is their defense? That for years that we've always said the only thing LSU is missing is a quarterback, and for some reason they signed 4 and 5 star recruits that are terrible. But Burrow's pretty good. Having said that, it's Jordan-Hare, right?
It is Jordan.
It's at Jordan-Hare, 10 points. I think Auburn covers. I think it's, and I've got LSU. I was high on LSU. I still am. I think they're a really good team, and I'm going Auburn 35-21.
I think they're a little bit better than what I thought they were. Josh?
LSU?
Yeah. They're a little bit better. I still ain't gonna crown them after this weekend.
Yeah.
My honest answer: LSU's about to get curb stomped.
Think so?
Curb stomped.
So I guess you're taking Auburn.
Yeah. 4 touchdowns.
Really?
Yeah.
35-10ish.
And I shot you a weird look. I know you'll see it when you watch this again. Joe Burrows is the prototypical game manager. He's not going to lose you a game, but he's not going to win you a game either. And
But find out.
Danny Etling-ish.
yeah. But I got bad news for you. I don't care. I haven't seen what's his face, Brissett. Brissett, you're not going to get him going against this Auburn front seven. Auburn's going to shut that run down. And Joe Burrow's completing 47% of his passes, 6.6 yards per attempt.
That's awful.
Is that true?
It's very true.
He's off. That's awful, dude. Hell, Parallel was better than that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Parallel.
So
Wow.
they've been relying on the run, and they're not going to have a run against Auburn. They are not going to run against Auburn, and they're going to make Joe Burrows beat them, and he can't do it. He can't.
I think so. What's your final score? You said 4 touchdowns.
Is that a night game? We don't have to.
I think it's CBS 2:30.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll say 35-7, 35-10, maybe.
All right. My honest opinion is this is going to be one of them things where Jordan Hare's rocking, albeit LSU to me has really relied on the turnover. I think that's what beat, last week out of a hole against Miami. I think that's what won the game. Like you said, he's more of a game manager. He made a couple of big throws against Miami, but he's not a world beater.
Yeah.
And he hasn't played a road game yet. This is a true road game. That was a neutral site game he played.
And LSU, they've been needing a game manager because they've had talent at running back, wide receiver. They just couldn't piece it together. Well, now they got that guy there.
Well, now they need a dynamic quarterback though, because the pieces aren't.
Yeah.
You don't have the Fournettes and the Duprees and everyone on the outside.
Exactly.
So they needed an electric quarterback.
And
so you're right.
I think Auburn is going to key in on that. They're going to bring some blitzes. They're going to rush him. They're going to get after him. I think he's going to be running for his life all day long.
Auburn wins this big. That'd be huge for them. I mean, let's give Auburn props. I mean, they've already had game of the week twice with us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. We're going into week 4 now, and week 3. Yeah, week 3. We're going into week 3. They've had game of the week twice, like nationally with us.
Well, it is 4, but not the real week 4.
Yeah,
the first week's like week 0.
And look, it's not if you're an Auburn fan, it's not like you're ever going to get a chance to take a breath and say, oh, hey, we got it, we're good here. The Auburn schedule is just ridiculously hard.
It's stupid hard. I tend to agree with Josh on this one. I think this one could get a little ugly, but I think I'm going to give LSU the benefit of the doubt on this. Auburn is going to have to establish their run.
Now, with that being said, I seen something today, and that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Whitlow and Shivers both have more rushing yards than Cam.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Cam was going to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
he runs kind of soft.
It's been running back by committee.
It really has.
And the problem with that is this will be, no offense to Washington fans that still may be watching us. We had a lot watching us when we did our first preview. They probably hate us now, but this will be the toughest defensive front they've played. This will be the most athletic defense they've played.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't think without question that. Now, they could make life miserable for Stidham and company if they can't run the ball, which could keep this game close. However, I just know how Auburn is, and I know how they are at home. Had this been a night game at Auburn, I'd be as confident as you are. But it being a 2:30 game, I'm still pretty confident they covered the 10. I'd probably say Auburn 31, LSU 17-ish, in that ballpark. So, Lily, with that being said, I'm going to get young Lily to come up here in just a second and cut this camera off. But, guys, before we do that, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the bell beside it to get all of our notifications. This is our preview show for our big game preview show for this week's Average Joe Sports Talk. Good night.
Aaron Rodgers, what?